God. G-O-D, God. The capital G. Somebody mentioned God, you know. Let's think about that. What is God? Who is God? You know, whenever I think of God, I think of how I was brought up. You know, I think of the Holy Spirit. You know, I think of the religious aspect, Holy Spirit. That's what comes to my mind, you know, just because of how I was brought up. You know, the fact that you had to speak in another language or speak in tongues, utter some type of sound, and not only did you have to utter this sound, somebody else had to hear you utter that sound. If no one else didn't hear you, technically, according to, you know, some beliefs, you're not connected with God, you know. You have to utter some type of gibberish or some type of language because you was drunken in the spirit. That's kind of how a tradition I was brought up under. But as you grow, you understand that God is more than that. What is God? You know, some define God as all-hearing, omnipresent. That means everywhere. He's everywhere. He hears all. He knows all, and he's in control of all. So, God, you know, if we went with that definition, what would that mean? You know, really think about it. If he is all, he hears all, he's everywhere. In a sense, what is that saying? You know, let's say it like this. In your body, your cells, if you was to cut yourself, your cells in your body will repair its own self. You won't have to tell it to. It would do it. It would do it itself. It's already engineered in your body. Your cells know when you're not feeling well. The body knows in itself when it's not feeling well. And the body naturally repair itself. It's engineered in your body. So would that mean God's inside of you? Let's go further. In that same blood that I'm talking about that repair itself, right? What color is your blood? Your blood's red, right? If you was to, I see the birds flying in the sky. I'm on my way home. I see the birds flying in the sky. If I was to take something and shoot that bird down and the bird fall to the ground, what color would the blood be in that bird? If I was to catch some type of critter in my house, step on it, what color would the blood be in that critter? If I was to catch a fish out of the ocean and pull it out and cut it open, what color is the blood in that fish? Is it not red? So wouldn't that suggest that we all come from the same source? If all the blood is red and everything, every living matter on this earth, wouldn't that suggest that we come from the same source? We all got the same blood, right? For we was all created from a source. Let's go a little further. You know, we talk about God. Let's think like this. When you flip the lights on in your kitchen, that critter can sense that you're coming. He's afraid. He starts to scurry away, scurry up under some type of lift or some type of crevice just to get away. So that would mean that that critter has feelings, right? Fear. The difference between you and me and a critter, or a human and a critter, is the fact that the human has a higher intelligence than the critter. But the critter has feelings just like the human. He has fear. You know, animals protect their family. So that means they recognize their family. If you look at the fish tank hovers around in the tank, protecting his nest, his eggs, from predators. It's engineered in the fish. See what I'm saying? So consider that. Consider the fact every time you kill something, you just determine the life of that something. Think about that. Now, do you think the critter walks around and say that the human is God? That human that can step on them at any time, or that human that can shoot them down at any time, is that their God? What's the chance of them saying, man, that humans are God? I don't know. It's a good chance, I think. But let's just go dig a little deeper. I'm just throwing things out to think about, you know. So at any given time, let's say if we all have a free choice, every one of us have a free choice. Because if we didn't have a free choice, that means we will be forced, right? Forced to do things. That means we will be responsible for none of our actions. And if we're forced to do things, it wouldn't make sense to exist. So, we're all born with a free choice. If you want to tie a noose around your neck today, you can. It's your choice. You have the power. You have the choice, the freedom to do it. So, we all have a free choice. And in our freedom of choice, we can choose how we live, right? If a man decides to take a gun out or take some type of weapon out, I'm not encouraging it, and destroy his surroundings, destroy the people around him, if he's crazy enough to do it, and he does it, it happens. It happens all over the world. If you fall asleep on the road while driving, and you get into an accident, or someone gets into an accident, that will happen. Where is God in that? Where is God in that? Okay, let's go further. If God is everything, wouldn't that mean he's in the bird? Wouldn't that mean he's in the insects, whether it's in the dirt or on top of the ground? Wouldn't that mean he's the same, he's in the fish? Because every living thing on this earth is engineered with the blood, with cells, with the brain, with functions that's already engineered into their existence, or its existence. The grass, no one planted the grass. You don't have to plant the grass. It grows from nowhere. And then the trees is just an extension of the grass. Another thing I like, people, mention God, because God keeps order, and the ideal of God, I'll say that, the ideal of God maintains order. right? The ideal of God maintains order. That being said, many like to mention God for that perspective, for that reason, because it means order. If there's a higher authority, authority represents order. Now, the crazy thing about it, if you looked in your backyard and you saw that the grass was getting kind of high, you didn't cut it for a while, and then you leave for a couple weeks or so, and you come back and you see your backyard and the grass is high, and you see grass everywhere, you're like, man, this yard is out of order, out of sync. I need to cut this grass. It's getting out of hand. My trees, everything's getting out of hand. Right? But when you look at the woods or a jungle, no one cuts it. When you look at the weeds and how it's growing, and the trees and the bushes and this, no one cuts that jungle. But yet the jungle, in all of its dysfunction, or I'll say in all of what might appears to be dysfunctional, or what might appear to be out of order, yet that jungle lives. It's in order of itself. It survives billions of years or millions of years with no one to upkeep it. So the woods or the jungle in its perfect existence, which may seem like it's out of order, it outlives the human. It outlives mankind. The jungle, the trees, the bushes, the weeds, and the animals thereof that lives in it. What we may see as something out of order is in order in itself. It's in order in itself. That jungle outlives the existence of man. So my whole thing is this. Going back to God being the total uphold or the total structure of life. In all cases, He is. In all cases, God is. And it is already engineered to be that way. Everything is a balance of itself. What may seem like it's out of order gives order, makes order. So, let's go back. As humans, as mankind, we have the choice to make decisions. That goes even way back in religion. That is choice. It's your choice. Even in religion, you have a choice to create your destiny. You have a choice to create your destiny. What God has done is already done. It is already in place. It is already in place. So I'm saying that to say, who is God? Is it safe to say that God is everything? God is everything. He's everything. He's the order, and He's engineered in every existence. Even the existence we don't know. Even anything that seems like it's out of order is in perfect order because it was engineered prior to what we know, prior to what we see. G-O-D with the capital G. So if someone mentioned, do I believe in God? Of course I do. Of course I believe in God. I can't see it no other way. I mean, it's a lot of things we don't know, I do believe we should speak on what we know, but you know, when it comes to beliefs, belief is just your own rationalization. You know, the only thing that limits you in this lifetime is what you know, because you can only do what you know to do. You can't do nothing more than that. Another important factor is understanding the brain, you know, understanding the power of religion, you know, and how it impacts your mind and how it becomes a reality. You know, so sometimes religion becomes your reality because you make it your reality. You know, there's a lot of people with religions, you know. So, you know, do I feel like God is just someone sitting on a chair up real high, looking down and, you know, negotiating with the devil and all this stuff? I don't think I believe that, you know. I don't think I believe that God just, you know, sits down and just, you know, looking at you and frowning or whatever, because at the end of the day, God controls everything. So, in that case, I'll say that to say this. Stop blaming God for things and take matters into your hands and create your success. Grow in knowledge. Grow in learning. Advance. You know. Advance. Advance yourself. Advance life. Advance your health. For who's the God of your body? If there was a God, or if there is a God, either way, did not God give you the authority over your existence? He gave you the authority over your body, over your health, over your knowledge, over your beauty, over your skills, your passions. G-O-D with the capital G, God. Understanding that the blood is red. The next time you go to kill some type of, you know, reptile or insect or bird or whatever the case may be, you just remember that they have feelings just like you. Sometimes they get lost. Sometimes they might get lost in your home or get lost in your kitchen or whatever. Or if your kitchen's dirty, they was created to spring up from bacteria and eat the dirt off the ground, because that's what they was engineered to do. If your floor is clean, they won't be around. But just remember, you know, the blood is red. We're all connected one way or another. Peace and blessings to everyone. Wish everybody a blessed day. I enjoyed this trip home. God bless you. I look forward to any comments or any things you guys may have.